everybody, Kyle Lewis!
Alright, first things first, this chord's in the way. Second thing second, I know each and every one of you will laugh at that black people landscape joke. I shoot great iPhone videos, thank you very much. But I'm glad you guys are in good spirits. You guys are raising my spirits. I'll be honest with you guys, I've been going through a breakup, it's been really rough. But it's one of those breakups where like I wanted to give her the world and she wanted the world if it was only 6 foot tall with a beard and a man bun. So it's just one of those things. But who's ever had their heart broken before? Like, alright, good, we're all on the same boat. It hurts, but it's fascinating. It's fascinating because you go through so many different emotions, and you don't even like realize it. It's insane. Like one day you'll like wake up and you'll be like, oh man, I feel great. I can take on the world. And then like you see like one of her socks and you're like, oh, and you're like in the shower doing one of these things when the water just like fall on you, like you're in like the TLC like waterfall video or something. Like it's weird. And the slightest thing, man, the slightest thing will set you off. I was on the train, I was listening to music. It's one thing like an R&B song or anything. It was like Eminem and Dr. Dre, I Need a Doctor. And I don't know if you guys ever heard that song, but you haven't. Eminem really loves Dr. Dre. Like, really loves Dr. Dre. And all I could think about was, how come she didn't love me as much as Eminem loved Dr. Dre? Oh, and that was it. But yeah, no man, we decided to remain friends, which is the DVD alternate ending of any relationship. But at first I had to take a break. Yeah, I had to take a break from her. Like we had to, you know, separate for a little bit, not talk. And that used to be really easy, even up to a few years ago. Now, not so much. Before, all you had to do was don't call her, don't text her, don't email her, delete photos. You were good, right? That was all you had to do. Now in 2015, it's don't call her, don't text her, don't email her, delete her photos from the cloud. And then you have to unfriend her on Facebook, unfollow her on Twitter, unfollow her on YouTube, unfollow her on Tumblr, unfollow her on Snapchat, unfollow her on Vine, unfollow her on Instagram. And most importantly, don't follow her in person. And then after all of that, Facebook doesn't pick up on those social cues. None of social media does. If you sign on to Facebook, and right in the corner you see, hey, here's someone you should add, Laura. No, I don't want to do that. The next day, hey, here's someone you should be friends with, Laura. And you're like, no, we don't want to, clearly we don't want to be friends. The next day, and you guys can help me out with this, hey, here's someone you should get to know, Laura. Actually, your Uncle Jerry's on Facebook. You guys should reconnect. All right, I like my Uncle Jerry, add Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry is mutual friends with Laura. Oh my God. Like what do you do in that situation? It's insane. It's crazy. You take a girl to one cookout and she adds her whole family. I don't get it. But that's the other thing. You try not to like get so obsessed with it, but you do anyway. You know, you're not supposed to like check like Twitter and all that because nothing you see is gonna be positive or something that it's never gonna be like, I miss you, I want you back, I miss you, I want you back, I miss you, I want you back. That was a great episode of Law and Order, I miss you, I want you back. That's not what's on her Twitter account. Whatever's on her Twitter account is going to drive you crazy because it's out of context and you don't know what's on that account. So everything you see, you're just thinking the words. You're like, is she dating that guy? 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 Is she dating that girl that turned on the girls? I didn't know she liked girls. I wish she liked girls. I didn't know that. Is she dating that dog? Where'd she get that dog? I didn't know she had a dog. I bet she's dating that dog. Go nuts. It was an adorable dog too. 4 legs tall with a nice coat and a dog bun. I like the dog. I would have dated the dog. But eventually you get over it and you move on, you get strong, you like start thinking of things that make you feel good and you do things that make you feel good. And I lost weight. This is why that was awesome. I know you. Thank you. And you just keep moving forward. And I remember I saw some girl on the train and she was wearing like a Simpsons t-shirt, and I like the Simpsons, and I know it's not 1994 anymore, but I still like the show. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna approach her. She seems really cool. I'm gonna walk up to her. I was like, hey, I like your shirt. Where'd you get it? She literally went, store. Okay, so she's a little dumb, but I can work with that. And this is what she did next. She didn't want to talk to me, so she literally got up and walked to the other side of the platform like this. So I decided that talking to people in real life is scary. I'm just going to talk to them online, do online dating where it's safe. But based off everything else, online dating is not your thing. But here's what I'm using and it might change your life. It's called Soul Swipe. It's pretty much Black Tinder. There's so many different types of girls on there. You have your exotic girls like Sophia, or your regular names like Shanice, and the girl I matched with. Shanice is funnier than Sophia. Okay. The girl I matched with, Shaquajane, falls into the black girls who sound like Pokemon category. And she was cool, man. She was cool. Like, we had different things in common. You know, like I like things like pro wrestling, and she likes things like the whip and the nay-nay, whatever that stuff is. And we were having a good time until we were in Times Square, and you know those rappers that want to approach you with their CDs, you know, the next Drake or Meek Mills, those guys? They were trying to hand out a CD, and I was like, no thank you, I'm not interested. I appreciate it, because I'm a nice person. As I walk away, he goes, yo, I wasn't talking to you, motherfucker. Don't fuck with me or else I'll fuck your little ass up. He loves the word fuck. Well, I was just like, first of all, don't call me little. That's like a second N-word to me. So don't disrespect me like that. And before I could get into it with him, all of a sudden Shaquajane comes up and is like, yo, don't talk to him like that. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you're talking to? Like, goes into him. She tears into him like someone I've never seen get teared into in my entire life. She was like a verbal Ronda Rousey. It was insane, guys. Insane. 34 seconds of just non-stop verbal abuse. And I realized that I had to stay with this woman for the rest of my life. I've never been more safe. Thank you guys. I'm Tyler Lewis.